institutes. We in North Africa, hub based in Rabat. It's supported by the African Union by supporting and there is fundings. Our work in the phase 1 in 2018, the first meeting January 2018, 2019, we did a scoping studies in all Arab countries, North Africa. Scoping study, its goal, we see the needs of the governments of lands in different countries. Egypt in 2019 and 2018, and it has the book, these scoping, the book, and there are chapters about Egypt, about Morocco, about Tunisia, about Sudan, about Mauritania. With the partnership with GRTN, there are many Freemans, Professor Siraz Saeed, and we started 2020 until now. We have the African Journal to Land and Special Sciences. It's published researches in French and English, and the journal is governed. And we didn't enter into 5 years, but we are in the indexing stages. We have many indexes, and we targeted and enter Scopus, and if we do, and we are partnership with the African Land Policy for research. The research we published in the journal, because the journal is not Africa, but it's the African continent, and the research is with the African, but the hub with it, the responsible is University of Hassan Thani in Rabat. The network, we have many reviews and editors in this journal. We have the phase 2 of the project, and they have many short courses, and in Corona, but it has online work. We did the online work, and we have many trainees, webinars, online lectures through NELGA, and it was published. The stakeholders, many different stakeholders. The phase 3 is 2020 and 2020, 25 or 24 and 25, and until 2026. The NELGA activity, we started the International NELGA Forum, and we started research projects, and we think of we have to start the institutional programs, and in parallel already with the UAE in Rabat, in land governments. From 2020-24, we focus on research agenda, development of North Africa research agenda, and we make 2 studies. It's the same thing that we look for SDGs indicators. SDG indicators. When it comes to these goals, with especially land governments, SDG 0.44 and 4.82, and this was done through many countries in North Africa, and it was presented in the research forum that we did in 2024, and the second study that has been done in every country and every university. It has a systematic research in the domain governments of lands, and the goal of its country, it sees every country. It sees in Egypt, we focus how do we achieve sustainable development in existing Egyptian cities and its relation to governance, land governance, and it was presented in the research in the same topic across the countries, and we tailored by research, guided by, according to the need of every country. And the last activity that we done in September, the second international forum that we in the University of Hassan two for resilient cities, and it was we presented many researchers by the participants, and in the University of Cairo, limit resilient land governments, or weaken governance of lands with climate change to sustain to development. Through our activities, we did as North African, we did a lot of work with cooperations with hubs in Africa. The International Knowledge Forum, it's an opportunity for us to exchange knowledge with the African countries. And of course, there is some participation with our team in the African Land Policy Conference every year. That happens every year. That's all. Thank you so much. And now we will present the Arab Journal to Strategic of Lands. It's a journal for strategic lands, and it's a scientific journal that aims to analyze policies and governments of lands in Arab world through research, academic research that focus on matters on how to use lands, and aims to present visions and one in its goals promoting knowledge on lands policies, and promoting cooperations and dealing with matters and dissertations and urbanizations, and promoting governments of lands, strengthening capabilities, and through research. And one of the fields of this journal is the ownership rights, documentation of lands, policies of agricultural lands, and food security, on environmental and dissertations, conflicts on lands and its solutions through technological tools, systems of geographical, economical, cultural aspects, and economical ones, reforms, innovations on governments like AI and digitalization, and also the committee has many experts and on law and AI and its IT and many fields. The consulting committee consists of many experts. The scientific committee consists of many experts to ensure the good quality of the journal and the publishing. It will publish 2 times a year to ensure good quality, and the rest details is there in the notice. It's in the notice. Dr. Samir. To begin, good morning. Good morning to everyone. You just woke up. The topic that I want to talk about is an important topic, the question of how we can improve of building abilities to create knowledge and share a good scientific research. And we should differentiate between producing knowledge and between publishing knowledge. The first point, the first question is how we can produce knowledge, special knowledge in Arab world about land governance. And one of the suggestions that we can propose are some studies and some expertise. And yesterday and after yesterday, we talked on many things. For my opinion, in Arab world, in creating knowledge, we should focus on the philosophy rather than the methodology. My experience, how we should do research, we lack the philosophy. Why do we do this research? What's the goal of this research, and how we can add methods of research to the body? And this will lead us to the talk about two types of differentiate between them, the applicable research and the knowledge research, applied research. And did we produce a true knowledge that will add the creation, the international production of knowledge, added value, or we just consumers of knowledge? Therefore, and this will lead us to the cause why we lack the production of knowledge in Arab world. Therefore, this is the first point. The second point is for good production of knowledge, we need to select priorities of scientific knowledge when it comes to land field. Do we have in the Arab world, in countries wise, what is called research priorities, priorities of knowledge, scientific knowledge, and what is the need for in land governments and the management of land? Therefore, we should think about to think together, and this is the conference where will be a discussion on how we can make scientific needs in governance of land. The third point, we need to develop methodologies, scientific methodologies with the AI and technologies and geoinformation and so on, technologies and all these technologies. We must work on develop methodologies we should work on it. The point after that, we should the Arab word in producing knowledge is writing suggestions, letters for funding research. In order to do a research, I question why monetize his research by his pocket. Why did you learn? You can learn to write a suggestion, a recommendation letter to fund, in order to fund your research, and so you publish it in international journal, and in order to elevate in his scientific career. This is his target. Therefore, he works in a strategic. I would like to publish the research in order to have a good rank in my career, not for the knowledge itself. And the research proposal, funding proposal is very important point. Why? Because usually writing recommendations or proposal, I work in the Arab world a lot. Usually funding organization, research funding organization will not give you money if you have a new contribution on knowledge and new research mainly. And it will ensure you the high quality in sharing knowledge. If you had targeted to share special research, you should have good results. Therefore, it will not be in a simple research. No, you need funding. You need to do a special work, and this is we cannot do. We know our university to an extent. The budgets of research in universities, and you can know why. I suggest if we improve the production of knowledge in Arab world, we need to learn how to write proposals to fundings in a good way. The second topic that I want to talk about is we should promote ethics of research. The difference between the production of knowledge and publishing. We can produce knowledge, master thesis, baccalaureate project. Anyone who writes a paper, conference paper, anything, it is publishing, and it is output. It's an output of the research. This operation, how can I share, publish, where I publish? We need to focus on the topic of special publishing. What's the difference between special publishing and special publishing? Special publishing, publication acceptance. The most important thing is my name will be on the publisher's list. But the special publishing, it has the regulation of SCOBAs, RSI, what we know internationally. Today, as we know, Arab universities, what do? They compete among each other in and out, and they do a ranking, a QS ranking. My university, 3 or 4 universities, they launched the same announcement, and the third and the fifth international. There is a competition among universities and even countries that this is an international thing, and we notice that they also focus on research. We need a production of knowledge. We need impact factors, SI. The question, researchers know what is SI. They know scopus of science. Many universities, especially in universities that are researchers are old, and they don't know the context of research. We need awareness to researchers in Arab universities on the definitions of special publishing as a concept. This is the one. Secondly, for the topic, promoting to reaching to data. Support. We should have a support to reaching database concerning land governance. Creation of Arab journals. Thank you to the doctor. I'm glad to be part of this project and launching a journal. I did a research in Scopus in database yesterday and day after yesterday. I put keyboard land, and then throughout the world I see how many journal in the world, title of the journal keyword word in the Arab world. How much do you think? How much do you think? Nothing, nada. I went to the another database. Archive is a Scopus Arabic in Arabic, but it didn't reach. It is not known in some countries. Archive is a database in Arab, and it was created in their Arab League, under the umbrella of Arab League. Some people publish in Arabic, and they are the poor people, and they no, not enough, not enough. Your research is not Scopus. No, you don't know this, that. And they attempted to the power of productivity in knowledge. The Archive database is I tried. I put land or lands. Whether I think there is in Arab word, unfortunately there aren't, and this is a special thing that we can start the topic of launching journals, research journals, in Arabic, not for production of knowledge, but producing special knowledge and special publishing. The last part is we need to promote the ethics of publishing. This is an important point. If we want to look anti special land, we in mainly. It's a partnership with the Arab world. I'm a researcher. If I know this research so I can know science from different universities, they would like to participate in this publishing, and they know the production of knowledge. Therefore, this is an attraction point to different countries, and this the first layer the Al-Quds University, the University of and the University of Agriculture, within the first university. From one university is and the other universities from the special publishing and we need a strategy clear in this stage. The last part is I will conclude. Me and Dr. Huda Subh we start to talk about it. Who is the responsible in neuralizing the outcomes of special research, in changing country policy in governance land? The question is always, and this is the question that I didn't find in the answer, frankly, who is responsible? Who is responsible? Master thesis, peer-reviewed thesis, researcher in any university, he produce unique research. Who is responsible? How many unique research paper there? They were closed, behind closed door. I like a quote. Where is the richest spot in the world? Cemetery. Why? Because we don't know how much knowledge there is. People died with the knowledge. Therefore, we have cemeteries in university. Unfortunately, we have outcomes, great outcomes, but they are individuals. One is That's why the topic of research is important. Do we have strategic to utilize the outcomes of this, the production of knowledge, and between governments and institutions and private institutions?
Then we should ask the question, who is responsible for implementing the outcomes of scientific research generally, and how can we enhance the good governance of lands in a specific way? So I think this topic is so important, and I think and I should conclude here. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Samir. Now, we're trying to make the Arab magazine of land development to enrich it and to be gathering all the scientific inputs. I will give the floor to the audience, and maybe I will call Mr. Saeed Al-Azraq because he was our companion in all the activities. We find him in the master class. If you have anything you want to add, Doctor.
Good morning, all. Thank you, NELGA. Indeed, I have accompanied NELGA since 2017, and it was a great pleasure because we gathered and fostered the greatest skills at the level of Africa, North Africa, Tunisia, Mauritania, Sudan, and other countries from North Africa. Indeed, our professor here tackled some issues and points of improvement with regards to answers to questions concerning mainly scientific research. NELGA was a knot, in a sense. It was a point that allowed us to determine specific thematics that are common to the countries of North Africa. And there we asked the question, is it about a certain level of competitiveness? Is it a scientific competition? And we opted for the scientific competition and wanted every country to present its problematic as well as methodology. And at the beginning, we were indeed in a certain phase, exploring, gathering knowledge and exploring, and progressively following the different congresses and seminars held following even the trainings that we had, we started to see clearly matters relative to land governance in Arab countries, or rather in North African countries. And the result was the second edition of the scientific magazine that was published on January 31st, 2025. There we, could reach a scale that is quite interesting, high, with regards to indexation and reviews, and we want this to be an indexed review of researchers, and the researchers at the end will publish at the international scale at the level of America and other countries. They can even publish their articles in this review that is again of a high level, and this is the result of the efforts deployed by researchers and stakeholders in NELGA. I will try to answer One of the questions asked by our professor, such as who is responsible in relation to African countries with regards to the fact that universities cannot reach a certain level of coherence at the scientific level. They do not have a scientific deontological level and an excellence in terms of research. Where is the responsibility here? Research? Is it with researchers or the state or the universities and so on? Maybe it's a collective responsibility. And we can mention here that the budgets allocated to universities across all the Arab countries and mostly in Africa, the Arab countries of North Africa in particular, see the budget at 1% or less. And you asked the question about the financing of research. And here we see that researchers finance themselves, their own researches. And this is a huge problematic because it comes with a lot of mistakes, even with regards to research. If you have to find the funds to finance your research, then you will make more mistakes, probably. And the state and universities do not deploy any effort for the research to take place. And this is a problematic that we need to debate with the state to convince them to allocate higher budgets to the research sector. Now, at the level of NELGA, we have found GZ, and we thank them for having financed this master's program, the master's we started. And currently, the graduates of the MA program are PhDs, and will have the first defenses with the publications of many works. Thank you, Dr. Said Azraq. I would like to join you with regards to scientific research. Indeed, excellency depends on several factors. We talk about the budgets allocated to research, conditions, environment, scientific research, and the environment of research in general.
والحصول على مجلة محكمة.
So reaching the research excellency is related to many topics. Is about the financing and the means and the tools available for the research in the environment. And I hope for our magazine to be also a platform that gathers all the researchers from all the Arab states, and to be a specialized scientific magazine. Is there any question from the audience? In the name of Allah, Muhandis Tariq, from the Egyptian cadastral, and we are trying to spread scientific research and also to capacity building. But I have to relate between the scientific academic research and how to apply it on real life, especially when it comes to the executive governmental projects. And because all what we see for now is that the government is working with the private sector. So that's why we have to link between the three, between the research, the government, and the private sector. So also, should we ask ourselves, do we involve university professors in the execution, in the arbitration? Because this way the research will be then something practical, and also can be easily implemented in the field. because if we keep it theoretical, maybe it won't be practical enough to implement in the real world, especially when it comes to researches of excellency. So this is a part of answering the question. I will answer a part, and Hiba will answer another part. So yes, the research and also the validation of our models related to the real world issues in data field.
طبعا هو الأساس إن يبقى ربط البحث العلمي بالمجال التطبيقي، ده شيء أساسي جدا.
So yes, normally we should link between the research and also the practical field, and we work with private sector, private companies, and also the execution or organisms that are responsible for executing projects. We try to work with them, either private or public, so we can formulate the research to be beneficial and practical. And but for the PhD research, it's a requirement. However, for the arbitration and supervision, for many projects, we receive professional experts, and we ask them to be present in during graduation, and it became like a rule of at the university. First of all, we should have a good grade, and also this grade should be attributed also from what has been done in the field and how the research is practical, and to reach a mechanism in which experts can find that the outcomes of the research are applicable and it has an added value. So when this is done, then the academic degree and grade can be done, and the research is validated. Thank you. I think this question is important, and it represents really a problematic. First of all, in the context, in the academic research, we have to make a difference between research in BA, MA, and PhD. Because in the BA, the researcher is not asked to add something new to the knowledge, to the science. However, in the PhD, the researcher has to add something to the scientific results and knowledge. And the problem in the Arab world between the market and the university, the market and the private sector thinks that at the university they are just studying philosophy and vice versa. And so we already adopted the mentality that the university, we are just making theories, but when it comes to practical implementation, we have in the research the scientific results, and it comes from bio research. But there another kind of research which is called applied research. So what is the relation between the research and applied research? It is not required in the pure research to get practical results. In the pure research, there is already a gap in knowledge and we have to deal with it to feel it. But also, when it comes to the applied research, you don't have to fill in the gap in the knowledge or something, but you need to find a solution that, for example, a company has, a solution that can be applied and applicable by the company. From the research, we have to get the scientific result. The scientific result maybe cannot be all the time practical. For example, in chemistry, we get a new formula, chemical formula, for example. This is a scientific result. Then, when we have this scientific results, it will go to the pharmaceutical company, and they will develop it even more and apply it, and then it becomes practical. But and the company itself, it doesn't consider that as a scientific evolution, but it's considered as a scientific upgrade and enhancement of its product. So this is this complementary relationship